Mantra Shantakaram Bhujagashayanam Padmanabham Suresham Vishwadharam Gagana Sadrisham Meghavarnam Shubhangam Lakshmikantam Kamalanayanam Yogibhi Dhyanagamyam Bande Vishnu Bhavabhayaharam Sarvalokaikanatham. The Hindus, they are very special time. Now this whole month, so many varieties of pujas they are performing, one after another. The greatest puja, this Durga Puja for 5 days. And the same Durga Puja, again, another group of Hindus, they observe as a Navaratri. At the last Sunday, we discussed about the Navaratri. The 9 aspects of the Divine Mother, the Divine Power. Today, a group of the Hindus, they will be worshipping Ma Lakshmi, the goddess of wealth. At the same time, when the same Hindu, they say, how can I worship the Shiva? Because I am beyond the subject-object. If I am the subject and Shiva is the object, then I can worship Shiva. I am worshipping Goddess Durga, that means I am worshipping. That something, object must be there in my front, then only I can concentrate, I can worship, I can pray. But the Avadhuta, he is very confused. He is telling how it is possible. How can I ask you to worship? There is nothing else than me. When you are asking me to worship, whom? There should be duality. The moment the question of worship comes, there must be duality. When there is no duality, when there is only one, samarasa, they say, only one, how can I worship? So he is telling, Guna biguna vartate naiva kinchit. Guna, the qualities, biguna, without qualities, nothing is there. The moment you say the guna, there must be biguna. Conception of biguna, without qualities, there. When you say the light, you are having the idea of darkness. So this is the problem. So the philosophy, it goes so deep, is really, really difficult for the ordinary people to grasp. And the Vedanta, based on judgment, based on argument, based on the discussion. So naturally, you cannot simply say it is there, just follow. No, Vedanta cannot do that. Now here, the highest Vedanta that we hear from the Avadhuta, Dattatreya Avadhuta, he says, there is no guna, there is no qualities, and there is no biguna vartate. Naiva kinchit, nothing is there. Qualities, absence of qualities does not exist. That is in the first verse of the 3rd chapter of the Avadhuta Gita. And what are the gunas? The students of Vedanta, they always, immediately they will say, there are 3 gunas. 3 qualities. What are the 3 qualities? Sattva, Raja, Tama. Very good, very bad, in between. Raja. So like this, 3 gunas, constantly they are creating different type of shapes. Now some of the young boys, they play, well, I don't know the name, that cube, they will be, so they will be making different type of shapes, make different type of, how? Just permutation, combination, same thing is there. White, yellow, green, black. Now you have to adjust it. Exactly in the same way we can say, if there is God, the Vedanta don't accept that. The consciousness, just with these qualities, constantly giving different type of shapes and forms. Now the person who has gone beyond that, he says, Guna biguna vartate naiva kinchit. There is no quality, there is no absence of quality. Why? The moment you say there is no quality, that means again you are having the conception of quality and you are missing that. That one of our Swamiji, I think I told you once, he was giving a talk in the Bombay Ashram. And the hall was full, he was a very good speaker. And suddenly one person raised his hand and said, I don't believe in God unless I see God and talk to God. Otherwise, I don't believe. He was talking about God. Then immediately Swamiji, he said, I bow down at your feet, because you are saying that there is no God, that means you must be having some conception that what is God? Like, then he said, like, when I say that there is no cow in this room, I know what is cow. So I can say there is no cow. So if you don't have the clear idea, conception, realization of a thing, how can you say it is not like this? It is not there. So in the argument, you cannot go beyond that. The moment you say there is no God, that means you have the conception of God. And when you have the conception of God, that means you know God. What is that? So this way it says, Guna biguna rahita. He's very clever. He says there is no quality, an absence of quality also. And what are those qualities? Sattva, Raja and Tama. If there is no Sattva, Raja, Tama, there is no creation. And if there is no Sattva, Raja, Tama, then what remains? That is also denying. Nothing is there. So friends, we are studying the highest Vedanta. So prepare your mind to understand this. No question of creation. No question of who is sustaining. No question who is destroying. No question. Only I am there. What is this I? The consciousness. He will come to this. Rati Birati Bihinam. Rati and Birati. Rati means attachment. Birati, non-attachment. The moment you say that I like this book, I am attached to this, I cannot give it to anyone, and that means you are having the opposite also. And when you say I don't want, that means you have something else also which you like. I don't like this, that proves that you like something else. But completely neutral, that is exactly called Rati Birati Bihina. I don't have any attachment. At the same time, I don't have non-attachment also. So that is exactly attachment and non-attachment. So this in the lives of the great souls, we always find they never say anything, and no attachment and no also non-attachment. They are just like that. So how it is possible when you know I am only one and there is no two, obviously then only it will be possible. Then he said, Guna biguna bihinam vyapakam vishwarupam nirmalam nisprapancham. Now he is giving now trying to give some idea about it. It is not having any quality, guna or biguna, non-qualities. But it is nirmalam, it is nisprapancham, it is vyapakam, it is vishwarupam, some positive thing, some positive thing. So nirmalam, the pure, nirmala, pure. That because is one absolute. So purity and impurity means what? Purity and impurity, this is really a good question. We always talk about the purity and always we bring it down to the very gross physical level. Purity means I have bathed, I have taken the fresh washed clothes, and this is some purity. Purity means when I go to the temple. Purity means when I tell the truth. Purity means, so some conception we develop in the purity. But here the purity means there is no conception of two. I am only one. So no other waves of thoughts are there in my mind. No other thought. So when there is no other thought except the consciousness, that is called purity. So when I am talking about that particular thing, it's called nirmalam. Nirmalam is completely pure. How it is pure? Because it is not having any other thing. So it is pure. Except God, except that consciousness, except that Brahman, except that idea, that only that remains. So nirmalam, nisprapancham, omnipresent. And also it says vyoma rupam, beyond illusion. It is the vyoma rupam. It is beyond illusion. So sometimes we think about it, the illusion. We think that God is like this. If you see that the Greek mythologies, so many stories of gods and goddesses. They are jealous, they are fighting, and the supreme God is there, and he is having the power that even can punish the gods and goddesses. This is all this conception. Where from it came? From the conception of the king. The king is there, king is the supreme, then the ministers are there, ministers are fighting among themselves, but the king is the ruler, and all subjects are there, constantly looking at the face of the king, whether he is going to increase the taxes or not. These all things are going on. The same way it goes when you think about the God. It says no, it is the vyoma rupam. It is a completely all-pervading, beyond any illusion. So when I am not having illusion, sometimes the people, the devotees, they will ring and say, I have seen the God in this form. I have that, because this is good. At least instead of seeing the ghost, it's better that you see God. And then the mind gets encouraged. That's good in that way. But when you are on the top of the whole thing, that is called real religion, that there cannot be Vishwarupam, all pervading. The moment I say, oh, I cannot go over here because this is a bad place. Swami Vivekananda, when he was very young, he never even walked on that path where there was theatre hall. Because theatre hall means all these people, they'll be there. In those days, they're not good character people, and particularly ladies. So, the religious-minded people, they used to avoid that. Look at Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Why I am all the time quoting Bhagavan Sri Krishna? Unique. If you read the scripture, the highest Vedantic scripture, and then focus to the life of this Sri Krishna, you find each and everything he has practiced. This is Vishwarupam. This is all pervading. What? The consciousness. And so without any hesitation, this Brahmin, this pujaris, and not hiding with all devotees, he went to observe, not today. This is the beginning of the 19th century, and that too in India. And you can imagine, under the subjugation of the British rule, there was no freedom, and naturally all perversion in thoughts, in actions. And that time people could never think of anything except criticizing others, finding fault with others, all this narrowness. In that situation, Sri Ramakrishna, a leader of the spirituality and accepted by so many people, he is going to visit that. And he is observing that. And then he is crying, seeing the theatre, and going and blessing those whom people used to shun. Even his beloved disciple when he was young. Mashai, how can you go over there? You'll be asking. Sir, how can you go over there? Sir, how can you visit that person? Sir, how can you talk to that man? Sri Ramakrishna will constantly say, so what is there? If the God has created this universe, isn't it the God has created them too? Out of what the God has created? Out of himself. Then in that case, he is also having the same quality. So this is the characteristics that we find that explain everything, all pervading. And how to worship this Shiva? Worship means the duality. I am that. So he says, Guna Viguna Vartate Naiva Kinchit Rati Birati Bihinam Nirmalam Nishpapancham Guna Viguna Bihinam Vyapakam Vishwarupam Kathamiha Bande Vyoma Rupam Shivam Vai. The Shiva, the auspiciousness, it is not the Shiva, the conception of Shiva. It is the auspiciousness, it is the purity. How can I worship that Shiva? Katham Iha Bande. What is that Iha? Which is not having any duality. No guna, no biguna. Is not having any duality. How can I worship that? This is also Hinduism. And again, the Hindus, if you will go, they will have one puja and a group of people, they will come together, they will give the donation, then they will purchase this, that, organize. Then I am going to invite this man, I am going to invite that man. There will be again a breakup, another group will fall. Another same puja in little distance they will be, and they will be constantly announcing, our puja is great, come to us. And people are very happy. Are you charging? No, then I am coming to you. So they are all going without charge, with food, without food. Very happy. Hindus. A same Hindu, when they read this book, this Avadhuta Gita, they wonder, oh my God, that's true. What I am going to worship? Who is going to worship? How we can worship? So this is the highest philosophy. In the whole third chapter, the 46 verses are there. He expressed the Brahman by negating the subtle and the gross objects and asserting that he realized the Brahman. Again and again he is asserting. If you read that, what he says, Jnanamritam Samarasam Gaganopam Aham. Aham, I am this. What? Jnana Amrita. I am that pure knowledge which is the nectar. Amrita means existence. Amrita means which never die. So the stories of Amrit is there. Many of you must have read. Even in the children's book, there's the Amrita Manthan. They are getting that one type of drink and then becoming immortal, etc. story. The Amrita Shabda, Amrit word means this is eternal. And how it is? Samarasam, only one. Rasa, sama, similar, same rasa. That is only one. Samarasa. And how it is giving an example. Gagana sama aham. I am just like the sky. Why he is giving the example of the sky? So many things are happening on the sky, but sky is not affected at all. When you look from here, the sky, the clouds are going. Sometimes black clouds, sometimes white clouds, sometimes different type of clouds. Now after staying here in America, now I know, by seeing the color of the cloud, I can say, now today there is a chance of snowing. Today there is a chance of raining. The snowing clouds are different. Rain clouds are different. So this all. But on what it is, on the sky, if you ask, where is the cloud? Sky. On the sky. The sky and the cloud has any connection? So this is the thing. So I am just like that. So many things are happening on me, but I am unaffected. Friends, this is the teaching of the pure Advaita Vedanta. How we can implement the knowledge of Advaita in our life? Completely detached. Whatever is happening, good, bad, I am not affected. So that is called, because samarasam, the bad and good are also of the same thing. They are only changing. And today the bright light is there, sunshine. And sometimes in the Great Britain, they say Indian summer day, a bright sun. Most of the time it is foggy. All the Britishers, they will have all the time two things. One is a handkerchief, another is an umbrella. Because you do not know when you have to open it, and all the time sneezing, so handkerchief. And very nicely they keep it in the pocket after sneezing. So they're good civil. What to do? They don't use like the Americans all the time the paper napkins. Where to throw all the times? So they keep the handkerchiefs. So why? So like these only. The Gagana, the examples, the wonderful example, that means you are untouched. One person, he used to tell all the time, I am like the sky. Nothing touched me. See, he used to come to Sri Ramakrishna and all the time boast, I am like the sky. And in sky has another Sanskrit name, Ka. I am like the Ka. Ka means the sky, untouched. Then, for some reason, from the court, order came that his property should be taken away by the government and all. Something happened. He took the loan, could not pay the loan and all those things. Then he was crying. Then Sri Ramakrishna told, hey, why you were affected? All these days he used to say that you were Ka, you are sky. So saying and practicing is really very difficult. Really very difficult. So this we have to understand. Gaganobam, aham. I am like that. Completely unaffected. Then he goes on telling, I want to read all the verses. Almost each and everything, if you read the third chapter, all the verses are 46 verses. Almost he covered each and everything. I am not the color. And I am not colorless also. He says, it is not colorless, it is beyond. I am not the color. Sometimes they will be talking about Shweta Varna. The one lady the other day, she was telling, for Vishnu you should not give the red color flower. For Vishnu, the Bhagavan, you must give white color, yellow color, but never red color. And for Ma Kali, never give any other color than red. So only red color flower you should offer to Goddess Kali. And to Shiva, again, white color. So like this. He is mentioning, Dattatreya mentioning, 3rd chapter, 2nd verse, Sheta Varnadi Rahitam. What is Shiva? We always describe Shiva is just snow. His color is like the white snow. So white, it is not like any color. Shiva cannot be. The Shiva, the conception of Shiva, with all the matted hair and the snake and the bull is sitting near his carrier, nothing. The Shiva means auspiciousness. This auspiciousness, this Shiva, it is the source of cause and effect. So this small word that it says, that we have to go on pondering. Cause and effect. The effect, the action, we can see. But most of the time, we don't see the cause of it. There's a beautiful story by a famous writer, popular writer in Bengal, Sharat Chandra Chakrabarti. Many, they know Sharat Chandra. And now his book has been translated, stories translated into English and other languages. Then he was the village boy, and one day they used to observe that the one elderly lady from the the first floor of the house, she's going on shouting to her daughter-in-law. But from the daughter-in-law side, there is no sound. So all around people, and the building was covered with a high wall, people couldn't see. So people used to think, look at this, how docile, how this daughter-in-law, she never says anything, but this older lady constantly rebuking her, scolding her, constantly fighting with her. Sharat Chandra thought, how it can be? The cause and effect. There must be some cause. This elderly lady is shouting, there must be some cause. Effect is shouting, but what is the cause? So he climbed on that wall, and then he saw this young lady now and then showing this and that and making that old lady irritating, and then she is shouting. The cause is this, silently doing some gesture and posture that is making that elderly lady angry. So cause and effect must be there. When you see any effect, there must be some cause. A person is angry, there must be some cause. What is the cause? Because he is angry, he didn't get something which he wanted, so he is angry. So it is obvious, the cause and effect. In our training center days, one brahmachari came lost into, and there was a Swami who used to teach us Sanskrit. He had a very peculiar habit. He will never look at you. He'll be all the time looking like this, but he observed everything. I don't know how. So then this brahmachari, last he came, running, entered, and then he pulled the chair, it created the sound. And the Swami, without looking at him, he said, and telling his name, Brahmachari Maharaj, so why you are angry? Then he said, I am not angry. Then if you are not angry, if there is no cause of anger, why the effect is this? So naturally, you will pull the chair nicely and sit. And why you are pulling the chair roughly and creating the sound and sitting like that, all that thing proves that you are angry. So what is the cause of your anger? So cause and effect. When I am loving someone, there is a cause. Liking someone, the cause must be there. So cause and effect, nothing is there. Then what will be? Instead of reading all the book, if we only think about it, there is no cause and there is no effect, then what remains? When I am hungry, I go for eating food, the cause and the effect. If I am not hungry, I will never eat. So cause and effect. If it is so, then why I am suffering? Why I am afraid? There must be some cause. The suffering must be having some cause. The mental, physical suffering, we can understand. Some ailments, some diseases, we can understand. But what about the mental disease, mental problem, the miseries that we pass through? There must be some cause. And if you uproot the cause, then the effect will also go. The cause and effect. So this is the way we can apply the Vedantic knowledge for our day-to-day life and can become happy. That is why Swami Vivekananda again and again he says, Vedanta can solve these problems. And nowadays people are really suffering everywhere, different type of sufferings, physical and mental. So tremendous suffering. How they can overcome? If they can quietly sit the yoga and can go into the mind, their own mind, and find out what is the cause of their problem. The other day one devotee came, she was going on telling what are her so many problems. I told, ma'am, can you please write it down? If you write down, then it will be specific. And you will find that there are only one or two causes there may be, and that is going on fabricating. You are thinking this, thinking that, but the main will be only one or two. Then if you can do that, list that, then everything will be solved. The cause and effect. This is really, he says in the second verse. And the third verse he says, it has no root. It means the Brahman, the Atman has no root. Also, not rootless. No root and also not rootless. So it is the ever manifest. Nirmula, Mula Rahita. I have taken only those words. Nirmula, it is not having any root. At the same time, Mula Rahita. Why? He is all the time present. You can never think that there is no consciousness. The Nirmula, Mula Rahita is devoid of smoke or smokelessness. The Dhuma, Dhuma Rahita. Nirdhuma, Dhuma Rahita. Nirdhuma, again, Dhuma Rahita. Why he is telling like that? So that we can understand that it is all free from the dualities, completely free from the dualities. Then it is the light or absence of light. Nirdeepa, Deepa Rahita. These are the words again and again he is repeating. Almost all the 46 verses, this type he is going on telling, because desireless or desire. How can I speak? How can I speak like that? Non-attachment or attachment, how can I speak? So the Avadhuta, he is telling, I don't have the capacity to explain the Brahman, whether it is attached or non-attached, whether it is having the desire or desirelessness. It is very difficult. So this way is going on. Sometimes when we are reading the Upanishad, we come to know about the Brahman, the Supreme, the consciousness. But that is only just idea. Here, he says, the Avadhuta says from his own life that there is no duality. Again and again he is telling there is no duality. If you see that's why in the Hindus, majority of the Hindus are very happy, and some of the Hindus without knowing, they'll be ready to fight with the Asuras. But do you know, we worship Asura all the 5 days. Asura is also getting all those foods that the other gods and goddesses has come with Durga is getting. The Asura. And those who are doing the puja, if you ask them, they are also Asura. This is water I am offering to Asura, flower I am offering to Asura. Then the food and everything will be why? Because that is also manifestation of the same God. Or there is nothing. If you think that God has taken the form of Asura and there is also God, and at the same time you can think no manifestation. So when you think of no manifestation, that is called the Advaita. Now, the 5th verse he says, Advaita Rupa Akhilam Ikatam Vadami. Dvaita Sarupa Akhilam Ikatam Vadami. Nityam ta Nityam Hi Katham Vadami. Jnanamritam Samarasam Gaganopaham Aham. As they say, Advaita Rupa Akhilam Hi Katham Vadami. Is it non-dual? I don't know. How can I say? I don't know, because the moment you say it is non-dual, what? Again you are accepting the duality, isn't it? And Dvaita Sarupam Akhilam, the whole thing is the Dvaita Sarupa. Is it? I don't know. Katham Vadami, how can I say? Nityam ta Nityam, this is also the eternal or non-eternal, that also I don't know. The moment you have the conception of eternal, you have the conception of non-eternal. So the moment you have the conception of finite, then you are thinking about infinite. The moment you say it is infinite, that means you are having the conception of finite. So these two cannot go. But I know this is the source of knowledge. And what is that knowledge? Samarasam. It is only one and nothing else. The many of our religions, philosophy, most, they say God is only one and not two. But here, when the Hindu they say it is one, can you imagine that one? This one means only that and nothing else. So when we say, oh, our God is the only God, it's completely different. So that means immediately you are ready to fight with the other gods and other conceptions. No. So here it says Samarasam. Everything that you see is nothing but the same. They give the example of the ocean. The ocean, the big wave, the small ripples, all of the same thing. The same rasa, same the ocean, same water. Whether it is a small ripple or the big wave is all the same. So this is, we have to understand Samarasam. Again it says, Gaganopam Aham. I am like that. I means this is not separate. Samsiddhicha eka amalam nahi baddha muktam. Know this pure one as neither bound nor free. So can you imagine the whole third chapter goes on telling neither bound nor free. That if you think I am free, in one of the Upanishads says, one who says I have understood, know it for sure, he has not understood. He understood what? So we used to have jokes on that when we used to read that Upanishad, particularly that. Then they'll be asked among the friends, they're all brahmacharyas. We were 80, the big number. So you can understand the joy. The more the merrier, like that. So we used to have that. Hey, do you know anything about? Usually, those days we used to live almost hungry, all the time, because young age and that the food was not sufficient. So we used to ask, do you have any idea? What is that cooking? What are the items will be there today? And sometimes rich people will come and give money, and naturally the news will spread among the monks and brahmacharis. Today is a bhandara. Bhandara means special some food. There will be some sweet, sometimes special curry. So what are they are cooking? Then they will say, if you know what they are cooking, you don't know. Because the Vedanta that if you know that this I am this Atman, you don't know. So why? The moment you say I know, that along with that knowledge, ignorance is also there. The knowing and unknowing, so both are there. Not knowing. So this they say, Sansipticha eka amalam nahi baddha muktam. This self is neither knowledge, not knowable, nor the instrument of knowing. Instrument of knowing. When we teach Vedanta, we say Triputi Veda. Many of you have heard. Triputi means 3 stages. The object that you must know, and the process through which you will know, and you who is going to know. So this 3, when it pairs together, then it becomes the knowledge. The 3 puti, that means 3 things are there. You who is going to know, the process by which you are going to know, and the object which you are going to know. Is Brahman an object? It cannot be. Object means it comes within the purview of the 5 things. I can see, I can touch, I can speak about it, I can feel the smell. The Brahman is completely beyond this. How it can be? So it says, Na Vedda Veda Kamidam. Veda and Veda Kamidam. Knowable or instrument of knowing, it is not. It is neither reason nor one to be reasoned about. Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, so really has unique personality. And just casually he said, just casually, when the people are trying to know God, then there will be so much of discussion. Whether God is having 10 hands or 6 hands or 4 hands or 2 hands, so many discussions will go on. But when he will know God, he won't speak. He is fully contented. So same way, there is giving the example. Most of you, if you are born in the cities, you don't know. There's a pitcher. And if you put the pitcher inside the water, the village ladies, they go to fetch the water from the pond. The moment they will put the pitcher under the water, nothing is there, only air. So air going out, the water pouring in, there will be a lot of sound, buk, 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 like that sound will come. But the moment it is full with water, there is no sound. Sri Ramakrishna gave that example. He said, as long as your pitcher is empty, you go on talking. And you are ready to find out someone with whom I can discuss and can convince that I know exactly what is God. He'll be searching any opportunity. Why? Because empty. There's so much of sound. He doesn't know anything. But those who know will be fully contented. Nothing will be there. It's very difficult to force them to talk. Please say something like that. Swami Gambhirananda ji will be constantly sitting and the Swamiji, please say something. There are books are there, read it. You would say. The books are there. And then we found out another method. Then you say, we read this book and you have translated and this is the question. Then you will be, what is there? Then he will give the answer. No, it is not like this, it's like that. So by that way only we could talk to him. Completely contented, always. And Vireshwarananda ji, if you go to him, he will say, why asking question all the time? Can't you close your eyes and contemplate on that problem? Why you are asking? You know the answer, get the answer. Like this will be. Then sometimes only they will be telling. But others are there. Hey, you like to know? Come to me. So it was so difficult. Then you have to say, Swamiji, I am going for food. Food can wait, the knowledge. So it is so difficult. So different type. Why? Then he says like this, that it is neither reason nor one to be reasoned about. It is beyond the reach of words. Bhacham agocharam idam. Bhacham agocharam idam. Then he says it is beyond the mind and intellect. Friends, sometimes one gentleman came and he was telling, I am studying Vedanta nowadays. I have heard that Vedanta and that YouTube. Now I am interested. And we are intellectual people. So we like Vedanta. And you're good. There's nothing wrong. So this is beyond intellect. But we have to use our intellect to reach there. We have to use our intellect, our reasoning, our argument, our study, our discussion to reach to that point where we will be completely contented and say, enough. I need not read anything or argue anything. Evam katam hibhavata kathayami tattvam. How then can I speak this truth to you? Evam katam hibhavata kathayami tattvam. Tattvam means the truth. Tattva. The one gentleman wrote in the email, what is this tattva? In Bengal, after the marriage, they send the gift, they exchange gift. The boy's house and the girl's house, they'll be exchanging gift. That also called tattva. I don't know why they have given this name. So, this man perhaps was little confused. He said, what is this tattva? Are we sending some gift to God and then God will give us the... Not like that. Tattva means truth. Tat, that. The tattva is the truth. This is, how can I tell the truth? Again, Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna is telling how I really want to tell you about God. But the mother, Kali, won't allow me. She is choking my voice. Now I cannot speak. Because this is the tattva, only subjective, you have to realize. So Swami Vivekananda says, religion is realization. Now friends, from the 34th verse, we see the complete change in teaching of the Abhaduta. We will only read one verse and maybe another day. Some other day we can discuss. He says, and very aggressively he is telling, Kim naam rodasi sake na jara na mrityu? Kim naam rodasi sake na janma dukkham? Kim naam rodasi sake na chate vikaro? Why you are crying? Why you are crying? Why you are crying? And constantly we are crying. Why do you cry, friend? You don't have the old age or death. What is the greatest fear? Fear of death. Fear of death. So, Kim Namaradasi, why you are crying? Why you are weeping? Because there is no Jara Namrittu. This line is sufficient. That's why Swami Vivekananda said, the Vedanta means courage. Why? Because you know the truth. And what is that truth? You are eternal. Maybe that you are caged in this body and mind, but you are in reality eternal. So what is the fear of death? It doesn't mean that we have to go and commit suicide. No. We must love this life so that we can live a life in such a way that will encourage other people to go beyond their miseries. That is why the sannyasi life is that, completely dedicated for the truth. They should live and then also they should go and teach that to others. Dharma palan, dharma shiksha. These are the only two things for the monks. He should constantly practice this religion. What is that religion? I am pure. I am one. I don't have any duality. I don't have any different choices. Constantly, ultimately two qualities within him that completely comes. That is, one is love, another is unselfishness. The tangible qualities that we understand, we can see. The love and unselfishness. How this love come? Because of this thought. You constantly have to think, and then I am not this body, So obviously I am not going to die any day. Kim nama rodasi sakena janma dukkham. I am not going to take birth again. Sometimes some people they come, they one day one lady, Swamiji, can you see the past and future and all that? And why? What happened? Because now, the next life when I am going to take birth, do you think I'll be a human being? I will, of course, you will be a human being. But you must behave like a human being. If you are not, because the mind should be, it is only the thought that it says, we should not carry it out with these teachings. This is for those who have already gone beyond this. That is the ultimate. But we have to understand our position, where we are. From there we have to go. So this only we are in the next life, obviously. When there is a desire, a little desire, we have to come to fulfill that. Sometimes you will find the children, right after birth, they are dying. It's really painful for their parents and their close relatives. But for the baby, it is a joy. Even Jesus also said that. The blessed are those who die young. Because they are not suffering. They are not creating more this karma phala. So obviously, there is no karma, there is no result, and only the little last life he wanted to have something, so he had, and then it goes away. And if you read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna and biography, there are young people, they are coming to Sri Ramakrishna, and Sri Ramakrishna saw him, that is the last birth, and he's so bright. And he came to Sri Ramakrishna and he is asking Sri Ramakrishna, are you going to stay here long? I am leaving. I am done with this. He is telling Sri Ramakrishna, can you imagine? And Sri Ramakrishna narrated that to others. He came and he told, I am done with this life. I am leaving. Are you going to continue? Then you continue. This, when we read, we wonder how it is possible. And one young man, he was going to visit Ma Sharadamani Devi, and on way, those days they used to walk, maybe 3-4 miles, 5-6 miles. So he was walking and thinking, if I could get a company, I could talk and then it will be easy. Then he saw another young man of the same age of his, he is also walking. So he went and told, so who are you? What is your name? He said, I don't have any name. I am not this body. I am only dedicated for the mother. Where you are going? Everyone should go that place. That means the mother, Ma Sharadamani Devi, the Jairam Bhatti. I am going there. Like this, he was talking. So this man was scared. Oh my God, he's a mad man. But anyway, this is the person I can get. So he was going along with him. When he reached to the mother's house, he saw that man is lying at the feet of the Divine Mother, and Mother is blessing him by touching his head. After that, when he left, then this gentleman went and told Mother, you must be very cautious about that man. He's a crazy fellow. And he was telling like this and that. And he jumped into the water in the pond to bring a flower for you. He's really crazy. Then Mother told, this is his last birth. And in the last birth, sometimes some people behave like this. You need not to bother about it. So the last birth, we do not know who is going to be free. But free is possible when there is no desire. Even a little desire to eat food, that will also bring you down. So they say, but if you go above that, and constantly feeling that I am that samarasa, I am the one and no two, then you are kim nama rodasi sakena janma dukkham. You need not to bother about this because you will never born again. No misery, no pain of birth. Kim nama rodasi sake nachate bikara. there is no change at all in you. Why you are crying? You need not to be worried about, because there is no change at all. And if we, so what is that? Vikara? Vikara is Shada Vikara. So some of the students they know. The Shada Vikara means 6 different types of changes. First is birth, Jayate. Then Asti, existing. Vardhate is the growing. Vipurniya Mate, he is a change are coming. Vipakshiyate, then decay is coming. And Mriyate. Today morning I was having some pain in the left leg. Then I thought, oh, then that means 6th is reached, I have reached. The Shadabhikara, and the 5th one I have already reached. Jayate, the birth, Asti, then the Vardhate, then Vipurniyamate, then it comes Vipakshiyate. Decreed, all naturally here will be pain, there will be pain, and the skin is slowly becoming, lot of what's called creams are there, and they demand, if you are using that cream, your skin will be tight, but as long as you can try, but it is going to be. So it goes on this. The 6th one is Vipakshiyate. Then you must be very clever. One should, oh, the 5th one has come. The last one, Mriyate. You have to die. Get ready for that. And not to be afraid of. The death means only change of body, not of the mind. So I should have a beautiful mind, very good mind, very positive thinking mind, constantly taking the name of God, that mind. And I am ready. When the death comes, then you can say, Marana re tuhu mama shyam saman. The Rabindranath is writing this. Oh, death, you are as beloved as my God, the Krishna. Come. So that is called fearlessness. So Swami Vivekananda said, the more I grow in life, more I find that the teachings of Upanishad is fearlessness. What is this fearlessness? Understanding that I am unchangeable. So why should I cry? So this is the teaching of the Dattatreya Avadhuta. So if you are interested, you can read from the 34 to the 64 verses. There's a beautiful way he is going on in encouraging us. Don't cry, because you are the supreme being. When we are not associated with this little body and mind, bus, there is no problem. When we are associated with this body and mind, then there is problem. So slowly, we have to withdraw these from the body and mind. Now, is it only at the age of the old age when I know that I am going to die? Then only the preparation? No. Very young age they should do. All the time, every moment they know this is the limitation is there. So they can live their life very happily, without any tension. Whatever is going on is okay. Whatever my duty to do, I will perform perfectly. And I know that there is the consciousness in which I belong, and I am going to merge in it. For me, no change, no coming back, no shadavikara, no gunas, and samarasa, and that one eternal bliss. Thank you. So let us chant this mantra. Yam Brahma Varunendra Rudramaruta Stunnanti Divyaistavai Vedai Sangha Padakramo Upanishadai Gayanti Yam Samaga Dhyanavastita Tadgatina Manasa Pashyanti Yam Yogina Yasyantam Nabidu Sura Suragana Devaya Tasmai Namaha.